Okay, ready?
Yes. I forgot we're recording.
I was getting so ready for the hello everyone, and then you started talking, and I held back. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Talking Games with Kellie and Andrew. I'm Andrew.
I'm Kellie.
We're on Weird
Happy
Energy
2023.
right now. 2023.
Three.
Woo!
2023. Da 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 da.
No, Kellie, stop singing Christmas music. It's
It's
January of 2023. What?
I couldn't remember the New Year's song, how it goes.
There's a New Year's song?
Yeah.
How's it go?
Da 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 da. No. It's for all long lang syne. For
What?
all long syne. You've never heard that? You've heard that song.
Sing it.
This is the problem, Andrew. I don't remember how it goes. It's like da 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 da.
That's a New Year's song?
Da 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 da.
I didn't know that was a New Year's song.
Well, it is. So.
Hey, everybody. It's a new year. January 3rd. If you're listening on day of release, congratulations. You made it through Christmas. You made it through New Year's. And here you are on the other side, hanging out with us, still at Talking Games. This is part 2 of a special 2023 preview. We did part 1 last week, so if you didn't catch that, I mean, you could just listen to this one, but I'd recommend listening to the first one because we talked about a lot of games, and those games may come back up in this one.
They might. They just might.
Our energy is wild. I'm sure you gathered this from some of the talkings in previous episodes, as well as just knowing who we are. We actually recorded this on December 23rd. It's right now December 23rd, so we're recording episodes back-to-back to give ourselves a little bit of a holiday break, but made sure that we were still getting you plenty of holiday content, which means we are, how would you say this, Kellie? Delirious?
Sure.
Yeah. We have a list of video games that's coming out in 2023. Unlike last week's episode, though, these do not have dates for their releases. So I think Kellie and I are going to play a little game, the same game we did last year, which I had a lot of fun with, where we're both going to say what date we think these games are going to come out after we discuss them. So they are in alphabetical order. This is not in any specific order besides the alphabet. So, Kellie, why don't you go ahead and get us started on the 2023 releases that we have without release dates?
Yeah. So starting alphabetically, the first game we have is Alan Wake 2, which was teased very briefly at Gamescom.
Game Awards 2021.
Really?
Yeah, we were together. Yeah, we were sitting together on your couch when that got announced.
Wow. Well, Alan Wake 2 is supposedly coming out in 2023. This is a very, very long-awaited sequel to the original Alan Wake, which came out in like 2011.
That sounds right. I want to argue.
I think this game is going to come out November 2023.
Really?
Yeah, or September. I think they might try and do like a Halloween thing.
I was going to say mid-October so that they could give it a couple Halloween weeks to really ride the high.
Yeah, definitely.
Are you excited for it?
Sure, yeah. I mean, I like the first Alan Wake. I think it's an interesting... I don't want to say it's derivative because I think can be a little bit insulting, but you can very clearly read its inspirations. So I'm excited to see what Alan Wake 2 will be like, and if maybe it will sort of break away from that a little bit and be more confident in its own storytelling, so to speak.
Good. I have nothing. I'm sorry. I have no experience with Alan Wake.
That's okay. I just thought it was funny how you were like, good.
Sorry.
Another game we have coming out in 2023 with no definitive release date is Arc 2, starring Vin Diesel. This is the caveman fighting creatures
Survival?
game.
It's like a survival
Man
game,
versus
right?
Wild. I don't really know. What I mean. Are they cavemen? Or are they just? I don't think, because I was under the impression there were going to be dinosaurs in this game. But anyway, this was sort of shown off 2 years ago, or I guess 3 years ago now, at the Game Awards at the 2020 Game Awards. I have no idea when this game is coming out. I kind of feel like it's not going to come out. Period. But it might come out in like, I don't know,
I have a guess.
maybe like August. Oh, there's dinosaurs in this game. Okay.
My guess is June of 2024.
Okay. I think that's fair. I think that's more reasonable.
I just think this game is a weirdly like elusive one, but not for like a good reason. If that makes sense.
I think it's a little bit strange that it was announced 2 years ago and it got like a cinematic trailer and they were like, Vin Diesel's in this game. And we have heard absolutely nothing about it since. I think that's a little bit alarming.
Yeah, it's really weird. And also, why is Vin Diesel like? Is that really that exciting of a selling point?
Hey, your guess is as good as mine. Recently, speaking of long-awaited sequels, at the Game Awards this year, Armored Core 6 was announced, which is the first Armored Core game since like 2012.
Mm-hmm.
Very exciting. This is a FromSoft game, which many people probably became most familiar with FromSoft through Dark Souls and Elden Ring, I guess now. But Armored Core was sort of the before times. This was, like I said, announced at the Game Awards. We were all very hype about it. It's slated for 2023. I think this will be a holiday release, so I think we'll probably see it in November.
I feel like this will either be a November release or they'll kind of try to get ahead of that and give themselves lots of holiday sales and do October. It's going to be hard to tell. We haven't seen the game itself. We just saw a cinematic, but I think announcing confidently a 2023 release date at the end of that, giving themselves, less than 12 months, I'm not worried. Especially because it's being developed for PS4 and 5, so I'm like, okay, so it's not an insanely technically demanding game. So I'm excited, though. I'm excited for this game out of principle. I just think it's cool to bring back dormant series, to bring back series that, niche things, especially now because they have so much, what's the word, like esteem behind them, that I think this is going to revive this series. Even though it's inevitably going to be quite a bit different from the Souls series, I think it's going to revive this one, and I'm excited for those developers that they get to have a new creative venture with so much new financial backing.
Agreed.
So, Kelly, Assassin's Creed is arguably your favorite series ever made. No,
yeah, true.
Neither of us care about Assassin's Creed, but the new game, Assassin's Creed Mirage, as well as the new Assassin's Creed platform, that weird, like, cross-promotional tool that's going to apparently contain all of the Assassin's Creed games, is coming this year. Kelly, we don't have a release window on this game yet. I'm going to guess September, because that just seems like a good Assassin's Creed month to me. Oh, you have something?
See it.
What are you thinking?
I think it's going to be a summer game. I think it's going to be June.
Okay.
Or maybe May.
I think because this game, I have to remember, this game is not $70. This game's $50, which makes me think they consider it a budget title, and it's probably smaller. So, theoretically, May would make a lot of sense.
Yeah. I think it's cool. I always say this about Assassin's Creed games. The setting is really cool. I have no interest in the story or the gameplay. And I haven't since like 3, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Or maybe I liked Black Flag. Is that what it was called? The pirate one?
Yeah. Assassin's Creed 4, Black Flag.
Yeah.
Another Ubisoft game that we have, according to the YouTube description, coming 2022 to PS5, Series X, and Stadia.
Oh.
That's a trend. We had that last episode with Skull and Bones, but now we have that with Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora. This is a first-person open-world game set in the Avatar universe, a game that would have made a lot of sense to launch this holiday alongside Avatar:
The Way of Water.
Way of Water. Yeah. But they didn't, and it's now been pushed to next year. Before I give a window guess, are you excited for this game?
No.
No. Did you like Avatar?
I've never seen it.
Okay, you said that like I judge you. You're not missing much.
I've seen Fern Gully. I've seen which is basically the same thing. So
yeah, I
just
mean,
less blue people.
This feels like it got announced right as the Avatar train was getting rolling again. But now
was
that Avatar,
it?
Yeah, this was announced.
It getting rolling again? Because I feel like all of the hype for this new Avatar movie happened in the past 2 months. I didn't even know it was coming out. But I agree with you. I think this game would have really done well this year. So it's very odd that it didn't come out this year.
Yeah. I'm going to be realistic. I'm going to be honest here. I think that this game is going to come out alongside the third Avatar movie, which comes out December of 2024.
I agree.
I don't think it's going to hit this year, and I don't even think it's going to be early next year. I think it's going to be all the way in late 2024. And I know that's real pessimistic, but hey, sorry. I also don't think I don't know anybody who's excited for this game. So,
yeah.
I mean, Avatar movies get delayed like it's no big deal all the time. So
this last one was supposed to come out 10 years ago.
According to Wikipedia, the film's theatrical release for the third Avatar movie was delayed 8 times. So I definitely think that Avatar as a series is prone to delays.
Yeah.
And I don't much care that the video game's getting delayed.
Yeah.
Next on our list is a game from Jeppe Carlson, or is it Heppe Carlson?
I don't know.
He is the lead gameplay designer of Limbo and Inside, and his new game, Cocoon, is coming out this year. It is sort of a space adventure game where you're playing as a little guy, as Kelly likes to say, doing puzzles, a little bug dude. I'm thrilled for this game. I think it looks incredibly good, and also this feels like an exciting direction for this gameplay designer. It looks more promising to me than Somerville ever did, and I was excited for Somerville, but this looks more gameplay wise interesting. It's hard to say when this game will come out because we don't have a lot of information, but I'm going to put it in a July window. That's my hope, and I'll say my prediction.
I think July makes sense. I was going to say April or May, but I think we maybe would have heard if it was April. So I'm going to say May, but I think July works too.
Yeah. I guess we'll find out soon enough.
We sure will. Much like we will find out about Crash Team Rumble, which was announced at the Game Awards, which is a sort of a team versus team Crash property game. It looks to be
you don't know. You're having trouble talking about this one, aren't you?
Underwhelming. Just kidding. Maybe it'll be really fun. Who knows? I think this is going to come out in the summer. This feels like a summer game to me. So I'm going to say July or August.
Yeah, I was going to say August. This feels like a free-to-play game that I think they're going to charge for anyway, too.
Ugh.
Because it's probably going to have a battle pass, which is kind of gross to
How
me.
could it possibly have a battle pass?
You could put a battle pass in anything.
You could not. There's no characters to unlock in this game. Maybe they'll make it so that you can only play as like.
Crash.
Oh God. Okay. Well, let's not talk about it anymore. I have no interest in this game. And it makes me feel sick.
Okay. I almost think it's funny how dumb it looks, but hey, I'll take what I can get, which is, and by that I mean I'm not going to do anything because unless it's free, I'm not touching this game.
Maybe it'll be free. I don't know.
Yeah.
A game that most certainly will not be free or an expansion for a game. Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty, the expansion for Cyberpunk 2077. This was announced quite a while ago. We just got a fresh new trailer like 2-3 weeks ago. That was 2 weeks ago. Well, we got a fresh new trailer at the Game Awards.
Yeah, I was going to say it'll be a month ago when people are listening.
And in this trailer, we got to see a new character played by Idris Elba, friend of the show.
Oh, wow, really?
Just kidding. I wish. I wish he was a friend of me. Anyway, sorry.
Okay.
I'm so excited for this. As we all know now, I'm a big fan of Cyberpunk 2077. I was a big fan of it when I was playing it on my 2016 PlayStation 4. So I'm pretty loyal, one might say. Maybe a little bit silly, one may also say. I am not really sure when this is going to come out. I think it will probably be September.
Okay.
That's kind of the feeling that I'm getting.
Yeah, my guess was August, so I'm going to change it to September and just piggyback with you because this is more your jam anyway.
I just think that if it were at the beginning of the year, we definitely would have heard about it. And if it were in the summer, I could see that, but it just feels a little bit more fall to me. So I'm going to say December. But yeah, very, very excited for this. I think, well, we've talked about it a lot, so I don't have to talk about it anymore. But I'm excited for this. Another game that we don't 100% know the exact day of is Dead Cells Return to Castlevania, which is the Dead Cells Castlevania crossover collaboration. It is an expansion to the roguelite Dead Cells, and it is coming in the first quarter of 2023. So it could be January, February, March.
March. Okay.
I think it'll be February. That's just the
Yeah.
feeling that I'm getting.
I think we'll probably get a full trailer for it in January with a February release date of a few weeks later. Because we haven't seen the actual game. We just saw a cinematic trailer.
Yeah.
I'm very excited for it.
I like the main guy. He's kind of cute.
The little firehead.
Yeah.
Yeah. You haven't played Dead Cells, right?
No.
I love that game, and I love Castlevania characters, so I'm excited for this crossover. Yeah,
it's cool. It's different. But somebody predicted it accurately before the Game Awards that they would see Castlevania. So
in a sense, yeah, they did.
All right, don't diminish my accomplishments.
Sorry, I don't mean to be such a jerk, but I just have to speak the truth, you know? A game that was announced in 2021, June of 2021, Ayuden Chronicle 100, sorry, not one, just 100 Heroes. This game was funny because when we saw it in 2021, it said 2023 at the end. And at that time, it was like, geez, that's far away. And now we're here, and I'm like, that's like tomorrow. I mean, if you're listening at time of release, it's already here.
Yeah.
I think this game looks visually profound. Like they really, really nailed this pixel art 3D blend. I feel like it and another game we'll talk about later, Replaced, have kind of taken different directions in perfecting this pixel art in a 3D environment style. I feel like this, Replaced, and the 2D HD stuff like Octopath 2 are all the different directions that the 2D 3D blend is going. And I'm excited to see what this game is. It's like kind of like a follow-up to Suikoden. And it's supposed to come out this year, available on Xbox and Game Pass. I'm excited. I'm very curious what it's going to be like. And I'm going to say it's coming out in... I'm going to say August.
I will also say August. Because
Thank
I
you.
really don't have any more context on this game than you do.
A game that we also don't have a lot of context on, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, the sequel and the second entry in the remake trilogy of Final Fantasy VII. We got a little teaser 6 months ago, June 16th of 2022. We didn't see a lot, so there's not a lot to say. All right, I just got it. My guess, and this hurts me deeply, but my guess is that this game's going to come out April of 2024.
Oh. I think it'll be holiday 2023.
You do?
I do.
I appreciate your optimism deeply.
It just feels right to me. It feels like this is a really big game. And it just feels correct that it'll be holiday 2023.
I hope
so
you're
put
right.
it in the books.
I deeply hope that you're right.
My optimism will be rewarded.
Perhaps you should pass some of that optimism to another game that is on the way, and that's The Lord of the Rings Gollum. Technically, this game doesn't have a release window. It was slated for September 1st, 2022, and then they delayed it and didn't give it a new window. So this game technically doesn't have a 2023 release window, but shouldn't it? I don't know. I just feel like we need to talk about The Lord of the Rings Gollum. We need to. It'd be disrespectful to get through this episode without mentioning it, right?
Sure.
Are you excited for
Depending on what you mean by disrespectful.
Are you excited for it?
No.
It looks so bad.
It looks bad. It looks strange on all levels. Conceptually, I don't understand why they think we would want to play as Gollum. And the game itself just doesn't really look good. It looks old and choppy and a little bit strange. I'm thinking that this game may actually never come out.
That was going to be my guess. I was going to guess that this game comes out never because it's going to get canceled.
I just don't really see how you can have a game where you have a very definitive release date and have gameplay footage and then be like, nope, no, forget it. Forget it, we're delaying it, and then not have any answer, any follow-up to that.
Exactly. Like, time of release, it's been months since this game was supposed to come out, and it's been just silence.
Yeah.
And this game got delayed not that long before it was supposed to come out. So, I don't know. It reminds me of, the Dead Island 2 thing. Or, not, sorry. I don't know why I said that. Skull and Bones thing, where it was really close to release and then it got pushed. But at least that game, we've seen so much footage and it does look finished, just maybe not interesting. But
yeah.
this is just, what the heck, guys?
What the heck?
What the heck?
Well, a game that probably will come out in 2023 is Hyper Light Breaker, which is the next game following up Hyper Light Drifter, which came out a long time ago. We first saw this at the Game Awards 2021.
That sounds right.
It was like a little animated trailer. Supposedly this is coming out in 2023. I can see this coming out in it says early access spring, so I think the full game might come out in I don't know. It might be 2024. But early access for a game like this isn't really that extended usually. So I wonder if maybe it'll come out in the fall of 2023.
My guess was November.
I think that's a pretty good guess. Did you play Hyper Light Drifter?
Not to completion, but I have played some of it.
It's interesting. It's got a very cohesive design. I will say that. Another game. She's got so many games. Layers of Fears, which is Bluebird Team's follow-up to Layers of Fear. Yeah.
Did
Really
you know this
clear.
game? How about I found this out? I don't want to cut you off, but I found this out recently. This game is a remake of Layers of Fear 2.
Really?
Yeah.
Layers of Fear 2 came out like 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's a remake. And now it's named Layers of
Sure.
Fears.
First of all, the naming convention alone is so stupid it makes my brain hurt. Layers of Fears. Just call it Layers of Fear 2 remake. Like, seriously. I did not know it was a remake, though, and I think that's very strange and very interesting. I don't even think it came out 4 years ago. I think it came out in, like, 2019.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Correct.
Very strange. I don't understand Bluebird Team, and I never will. But this is supposedly releasing in early 2023, though we have no release date. I would say that it's actually probably going to come out in, like, August.
I was going to say it says early 2023, but my guess was going to be July.
Okay. I think those are both fair. I think that if it was early 2023, we definitely would have heard more. And I think it's made in the Unreal Engine 5, which maybe there's a bit of a learning curve too. I don't know. Maybe they need to talk to the people over at Epic Games to learn how to use Unreal Engine 5.
That'd be pretty epic.
Would it be epic?
Yeah.
I have no. I played the first Layers of Fear, because everybody's like, it's like PT. It's not like PT at all.
It's like Layers of Fear.
Yeah, it doesn't have the narrative strength of PT. It's very much, not to be too critical, but I just find it to be a little bit. Now you walk here and there's a baby and it's gonna jump out and scare you, and then you walk here and oh my gosh, she's a tortured artist. It's like, okay, I'm kind of over it.
Yeah.
So I have no interest in this. Another game I have little to no interest in. Just kidding. Well, not really. Lollipop Chainsaw Remake, led by James Gunn. Jimothy Gunn.
Well, the remake isn't just the original, that this is a remake. So nobody from the original team is involved with this remake. That's the weirdest part.
Okay. So that was my confusion.
Yeah.
A remake that we have seen like nothing of, coming out next year.
Oh yeah, we have seen nothing. I was
Literally
thinking we
nothing.
saw that. Yeah, I was thinking we saw
Even
still,
the trailer
but we didn't.
you linked is the one from 11 years ago.
Oh yeah, because that's the only footage that exists. I mean, we could watch the whole game if you want.
No,
Lollipop
that's all
Chainsaw the movie is only an hour and 30 minutes, or an hour and 30 seconds.
right. I think Lollipop Chainsaw Remake is very interesting. I don't know why they are remaking it. I think it has a very not cult-like, what's the word I'm looking for?
Niche?
I think a niche, a loyal fan base. I didn't find it to be particularly compelling in 2012, and I don't know if it will be particularly compelling in 2023, especially since, like you said, literally no one from the original is going to be involved. I think this is going to come out in the summer. I think it's going to be July.
Okay, I'm going to say October.
Yeah, I guess because zombies is kind of a spooky October thing.
Kelly,
losing my voice.
Take a breath. Drink the water. You can
Have a
also
blueberry.
release. Yeah. Have a blueberry. While you're having a blueberry, think about Lies of P. Lies of P is a new Souls-like game starring Pinocchio. Because why wouldn't it be starring Pinocchio? This is sort of a weird little game. It looks incredible. I think the title is terrible. But the concept of a Souls-like that looks really good starring Pinocchio, I'm super down, you know? Got a Timothy Chalamet looking little guy doing Souls-like combat.
I was going to say, that's not my Pinocchio.
That's Timothy Chalamet.
That's Timothy Chalamet's Pinocchio.
Yeah.
I
But
dropped a blueberry.
Kelly got a blueberry down. The P is a lie. Lies of P. I'm excited for this game. I'm just gonna say it. It looks really cool, and I think it's a unique concept. And I think if the Souls-like combat feels good, I'm super down to play this game. So, and I think it's gonna come out in June.
I think June's good. I would agree with that.
Yeah. Although I will say we have to find out soon. So if we don't find out soon when it's coming out, I think June is a little ambitious.
Yeah.
Next game on our list, Like a Dragon Gaiden, The Man Who Erased His Name. This is another game in the Like a Dragon series that's coming out vague 2023. This follows Kiryu, the main character from the original series, discussing what happened to him after the events of the 6th entry in the series, which is the last one that starred him. I'm super pumped for this game. I am a huge fan of the Yakuza or Like a Dragon series, and I think Kiryu has a very good story, and I want to see what happened to it. You know, there's a lot of gaps that they left after the series, after the major plot threads ended, and I think that this is a very exciting way to get back to it. I think it's probably going to come out pretty late because we have Like a Dragon Ishin coming out in February, so I think this game will probably be late September, and then that gives them plenty of time to hype up Like a Dragon 8, which isn't 2023, but I think that game will probably come out in February of 2024.
I'm going to say something controversial.
Okay.
I think this game is going to come out in April. Even though that's...
This year?
Yeah. Even though that's
Wow.
only 2 months. Well, yeah, 2 months from February. Something in my bones is telling me that it's going to come out in April.
I hope you're right.
It's not unheard of. Pokemon Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl came out in like November, and Legends Arceus came out in January.
I guess so, but
if they're two different games, I'm just saying.
I guess so,
it's
but
entirely
those
possible.
in my brain, those are so much further like apart DNA wise than this is. But it's, you know, you could definitely be right.
You never know. You never know.
Next on our list is the first original game from Yacht Club Games since their very highly acclaimed Shovel Knight series. Mina the Hollower. It's supposed to come out this year. It is a Game Boy style adventure game inspired by old Zelda games, starring a little mouse named Mina. She can dig, she can jump. I think it looks super, incredibly adorable. I'm very excited to play it, and I'm going to optimistically say this game comes out in May.
I think May tracks. I mean, I cannot imagine this game being so technically intensive. Not to be, well, you know, I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm just saying it's literally
A
like
Game Boy
8-bit.
game.
Yeah, like...
I think the thing is for Yacht Club is their time spent developing is not technical. It's purely design, you know, which is good. That's a better thing to focus on.
Yeah. I feel like in this trailer, the announcement trailer, there was a lot of gameplay too. So it's kind of like, it makes sense to me that the game would come out sooner rather than later. It seems pretty complete, so to speak. Another game that is slated for 2023 is Oxenfree 2, the sequel to the original Oxenfree. I don't have a whole lot to say. The announcement trailer is pretty short. Oxenfree was an interesting game because I thought that it was fun and interesting. I didn't think that there would be a sequel. It seemed as like a whole experience on its own. I think conceptually it's a very interesting game. Kind of like this idea of like communicating interdimensionally through technology is cool. But yeah, I'm not really sure. Like I said, I felt the first one was a pretty complete experience. I think this will come out in September.
I was going to guess April. We're very different ends of the board there.
Interesting.
Well, because it was supposed to come out last year, and yeah, they've delayed it without a release window or anything, but I still have a feeling April makes sense.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see it. Long-awaited Pikmin sequel, Pikmin 4, is also slated to come out in 2023 for the Nintendo Switch. There was a brief announcement trailer back in like September of 2022.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm not super familiar with Pikmin. It seems like a summer or spring game, but I don't know if I'm just saying that because it's like flowers and stuff.
I think that might be. I mean, that feels correct, but
It feels like
optimistic.
it would come out in the spring, right? Like May.
I was gonna say like November.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Because Miyamoto's involved, and he's not very quick at making these games.
That's fine. You know what? Take your time, and we'll have a game plentiful with little guys, which to me is one of the most important genres of game out there today is little guys.
I'm thrilled for it. I'm real excited for Pikmin 4, and I'm glad it's finally coming out after a literal decade.
Yeah. Yeah, I hate waiting for sequels longer than
Hey, we can all
7
suffer.
years. There is a series for everybody, I think, that they've had to wait a long time for, and I'm glad that Pikmin fans are finally getting theirs. Announced like 2 or 3 years ago, Pragmata is supposed to be coming out in 2023. It was originally supposed to be coming out in 2022, but this Capcom game has since been delayed, I guess. Seems to be sort of futuristic, post-apocalyptic game. Just for the PS5.
I'm thrilled for it.
I have no idea when this game is going to come out. I don't even feel like it's going to come out in 2023, but what do I know? I don't know a lot about this game, so maybe it'll come out in March. Who knows?
I mean, nobody knows about this game. That's the interesting thing. Like, this game is so vague. And there's like the trailer's incredibly cool and all, but like we know nothing because it was the announcement trailer and then it was the announcement of a delay and that was it. So
yeah,
we'll see. I'm gonna be positive and say this is an August game that's gonna get a ton of press in the summer.
Oh, okay. I'm not sure it'll get a ton of press.
I mean, it's Capcom, so it's like hard to say what they have planned.
Yeah.
I guess we'll find out later.
I guess we will.
Another game coming to the Xbox this time is Redfall. This is from Bethesda. This is the team that you may know and love from games like Deathloop and Dishonored. It is a multiplayer action game where you are killing vampires. I don't know. This game was supposed to come out this year, and then it got delayed. And part of me is just like, I think this will be an October game. I think this game's going to get pushed all the way to almost the end of 2023 and be a nice Halloween title for Microsoft.
I agree. I agree with you.
I
think vampires are a classic gothic horror. So I think it makes sense for it to come out in October.
Yeah.
So I'm going to agree with you.
I have another game that I'm guessing October for, and that is Replaced. I'd like it to be a summer release, but I think that this pixel art, terrifying little action game will sadly get all the way back to October. But I'm very excited for it nonetheless. I think it looks incredible, and I'm thrilled to see what this team has in store. When do you think it's going to come out?
I think maybe November. I think I don't want to say it's concerning, but we really thought it was going to come out in 2022, and then they're like, okay, it's coming out in 2023, but they still haven't given us like a definitive day or month, which doesn't make me feel good. So
No.
I'm going to say November and if not November, I mean, I cannot imagine them delaying it again until 2024, but you really never know these days.
I guess we'll find out later.
I guess we will.
Another 2022 release that got pushed to 2023 is Stalker 2: Heart of Chernobyl. I think this game looks fine. Not for me. Looks a little dreary. And also first-person games have to be a very certain style for me to enjoy them, and this doesn't look like that style. And I'm going to guess this game is not coming out until August. This seems like a late August kind of game to me.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess August makes sense. I don't know. I feel like this game's never coming out.
That's the thing. It's like it's so all the stuff around it is so peculiar that it's like I don't know. What do I even say right now?
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I'll agree with you, August. I never played the first Stalker game. For some reason, I thought the Stalker series was, well, I thought it was like a very in-depth, like, but I think I'm going to get confused with the Fear series, Fear.
Oh, that makes sense.
Very, very different series, but they both are acronyms. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
We'll see. We shall see. Andrew, have you ever heard of a little game called Starfield?
Ooh, yikes. You tried to make a bit about have I heard of it, and then you said the wrong name.
We've been recording for like 2 hours now.
Yeah.
So I just need everybody to give me a little bit of leeway and a little bit of grace here, okay?
No, but I have heard of Starfield.
Okay, so you have heard of Starfield. That's
Yeah.
great because Starfield is coming out in 2023 for Xbox Series X and PC. It's a Game Pass. Play it day one. I think Starfield's going to be their big. Let me just say this: a big Bethesda mainline title will probably come out in the fall. So I'm thinking it's going to be November.
Okay. I was thinking late September, personally.
Okay. I think historically, like the past few games, like Fallout 4 came out in November. Yeah. Skyrim came out in November. Fallout 76 came out in August, I think.
Okay.
Those are like the last Bethesda games that I can think of. So I think this will be, like you said, either late September or November.
I guess we'll find out.
Very exciting. I'm excited for Starfield, but we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
Another game starting with ST coming out in 2023 is Stellar Blade, previously called Project Eve. It is a PS5 exclusive.
Not enough games are inspired by Bayonetta.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm excited for this one.
Yeah. I think it looks cool. I really have no concept of when I think this will come out. What do you think?
August. I think this is an August release.
Yeah. Oh. Okay.
Huh.
Yeah, I think you're right. Well, I kind of was having a hard time remembering what this was because it was originally Project Eve.
Yeah.
My complaint with this game is that the male characters look like people and the female characters don't look like people.
It's like real men and anime women.
And dolls with very intense jiggle physics. Anyway, I think that August is a good prediction. And I agree with you. I think it'll come out in August.
I guess we'll find out. Hopefully soon.
I like how that's our like ending thing for all of them is I guess we'll find out.
Because I mean we will.
I guess we will.
Yeah, let's not say that for the rest of the list. The very long remaining list.
Finally, last but not least, certainly not least for Kelly, the Wolf Among Us 2, which was first teased at the beginning of February. I mean, at the beginning of 2022 in February. It was kind of the beginning of February.
I guess so, but that's a weird way to refer to it.
Well, like I said, we have been recording for an hour, so Kelly's brain power is severely reduced. The Wolf Among Us 2, supposedly coming out in 2023. Don't know about all that. I think this could really be any time. June, July. I think if it follows the first one, it will be episodic. So, we could get the first episode in June and then the second episode in 2024. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I don't really know what Telltale does anymore. So I don't really know what the vibe is. But the trailer itself was in engine, which I think is kind of promising because at least they have an engine and they know how to work in it.
I'm gonna guess.
Say.
Go ahead.
Let's say it at the same time after.
Well, I want to specify. I think it's gonna come out as a singular game. I think they're gonna ditch episodic with this one.
Okay.
And
I think that would be good.
I think it'd be smart in this ecosystem.
But I don't really know if I think you could make more. You could stand to make more money if you did it episodic.
Perhaps. I guess we'll find out later. I
we'll
didn't mean to say it again. I didn't mean to.
Okay, what do you think? What do you think?
Let's do a countdown. We're gonna say the month we think it's gonna come out. Ready?
Okay.
3, 2,
1.
September.
July.
Oh,
okay.
I like that we both had O's too.
I think either of those would make sense.
Yeah.
It's not a huge game, so I don't see it being, like March or November or I don't know. I see July.
Yeah, I mean, the first chunk of the year is so busy already. I feel like they kind of got to wait till summer.
Yeah, definitely. I'm so excited. I am so excited.
I'm pumped too. If for nothing else, just for you,
Thanks.
It's exciting.
Thank you.
Kelly.
Yes.
Why don't we end this episode with a list? Last year we ended with a list of the 5 games we were most looking forward to. The rules changed because there's too many games, and I wasn't going to try to cut it down to 5. So now it's 10.
Woo!
So we'll go back and forth. We'll talk about the games that we're most anticipating. 10 to 1. I'm going to start with number 11.
Oh.
I just feel like I need to give an honorable mention because I personally don't know a lot about the Armored Core series, and I'm not like that pumped for 6. But out of principle, like I said, the fact that this game exists, the fact that this dormant series can be returned, and that it can be getting this much attention is so exciting, and I wanted to give it a little spot, even if it's not in my top 10, just as an acknowledgement of how excited I am for that team.
Woo!
So, Kelly, how about now you get started with your list?
Sure. My number 10 is the game Replaced. I am so excited for this game. I think it looks really cool. The design of it looks amazing. And I think I just on that alone made it one of my 10th most anticipated game of 2023.
My 10th is PlayStation's Spider-Man 2. Like I said in the last episode, I just think that this game is slated to be great. My only concern is with the open world, how they're going to keep it unique, considering it's a third entry, potentially in New York City. But I trust this team to do something really interesting, especially with the time that they've had to build it. And I'm excited to see what Peter Parker and Miles Morales are going to do when they meet Mr. Venom.
Woo! I'm not going to say anything about Venom. My number 9 most anticipated game is the Resident Evil 4 remake. I enjoyed the 2 and 3 remakes a lot. I cannot see why this one would be any different, especially considering 4 is, in my opinion, probably the best Resident Evil game. So yeah, that's my number 9. Very excited for this. Andrew, what is your number 9?
My number 9 is Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League. I'm not particularly interested in a lot of comic book media, nor am I specifically interested in the Suicide Squad, but I absolutely love the work of Rocksteady, and what we've seen of this game looks extrememely hectic and fun, and I'm thrilled to see whatever this game is actually going to be on release, and hopefully that's sooner rather than later. That's my number 9.
Woo! My number 8, which is coincidentally half of 16, is Final Fantasy 16. I'm very excited for this game. I'm excited for the fantasy of it all. What's been said in previous episodes still applies. I feel like we've talked about this game a lot. But yeah, very excited for Final Fantasy 16 and to see the sort of emphasis on summoning, which I think is something that is exciting for the series to kind of return to.
Yeah. My number 8 is a reiteration of something Kelly already talked about, and that is Replaced. Not going to talk too much about it because I agree with Kelly. I just think it looks incredible, and I'm excited to see what the team has made.
Woo! My number 7 is Fire Emblem Engage. Even though I have a very intense love-hate relationship with this game, I'm still very excited to play it because it's a Fire Emblem game, and the gameplay itself looks really, really incredible. So I am excited despite my trepidation with the character design and summoning mechanic, even though I'm talking about, I'm so excited for summoning in Final Fantasy. Obviously it's different. And that's my number 7.
My number 7 would be higher, and that is Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I adore Final Fantasy VII. I'm so absolutely over the moon for this new entry. But I'm going to keep it off the top of the list. I probably would have put it at number 2, but I don't think it's going to hit this year. So I am being a realist and keeping it at number 7.
Nice. Like 7 in the name.
I didn't even realize I did that.
My number 6 happens to be Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. I'm excited for this game. It's not like my most anticipated game, even though I loved Breath of the Wild. I'm obviously still excited for this one. I'm excited to learn more about the story. I think that's the thing that I want to know more about the most. If we had maybe a little bit more, I would probably be more excited. But that's not to say I'm not excited. So that's my number 6.
My number 6 is Like a Dragon Gaiden. We talked about both Like a Dragon Ishin and Gaiden this episode and last. I decided to pick just one of them for this list, and that is the series midquel, if you will, that's going to tell what happened to Kiryu after the events of Yakuza 6. I'm thrilled for it. I'm excited to see more of this character that I love so deeply, and that is why it is number 6 on my most anticipated.
Nice.
Now we're on to the actual top 5.
So my top 5 is a little bit strange, but I will say my number 5 is Persona 3 Portable and Persona 4 Golden on Xbox Game Pass. I know that these games I know these games already exist, so it kind of feels a little bit like cheating to put them on my list, but I'm very excited to have them be more accessible and free for me to play. $10 for me to play, especially Persona 3 Portable, which we've talked about a bunch, and the fact that it's not super easy to play right now, and having it at my fingertips is very exciting to me. So that's why it's my number 5 most anticipated games of 2023.
It's kind of cheating, but I feel like it's fair.
Thanks.
If you buy them, you can buy them as a pack. So let's just pretend that's why you have them together.
Yeah.
My number 5 is Fire Emblem Engage. This is similar to Kelly's, except mine's a little higher because I lack the reservations that she does. I think that's the only way to view that. We have very similar thoughts, except she has reservations and I don't. I'm just thrilled for this game, and I cannot wait to play it in just a couple weeks here.
You have no reservations. You're just rolling up to the hotel, and you're like, can I get a room, please?
And they're like, yeah, $60. Here's your copy of Fire Emblem Engage.
If you want to pay $90, we can give you Claude, too.
Yeah, exactly.
My number 4 is Starfield, which we talked a little bit about in this episode. I am very excited for Starfield. I was not, and then I saw the long gameplay trailer they did a couple months ago, and I found myself more and more excited for the game, especially because it has been a very long time since I've played a single player Bethesda game, and I would like to get back into the groove, and I want them to get back in the groove because I don't think we need any more Fallout 76s. No offense to people who play that game. To the 5 people who play that game.
I was going to say, I'd be shocked if any of the players of that game listen to this show. My number 4 is Resident Evil 4 Remake. I love the Resident Evil series, and I cannot wait to see it again in a new lens. I feel like it's been long enough since Village that I'm super ready for a new entry, and I love what they've been doing with the remakes. The 2 and 3 remakes, especially 2, are just so special to me, and I love Resident Evil 4 and have a very recent love of it thanks to that VR remake. So this is something I've been looking forward to a lot, and I'm thrilled that I get to play it in just a couple months here.
Woo! Wow! Woo! Wow! I'm not going to cheer after everyone, but sometimes it's hard to keep it in.
Yeah, I understand.
My number 3 is The Wolf Among Us 2, which I think will come out this year, even though we don't have a release date. I loved the original Wolf Among Us. I remember it literally came out when I was in high school. And I just remember talking with my one friend about it and the new episodes, because they were like few and far between. I mean, they used to take a long time in between episodes back then.
Yeah.
But I have a lot of nostalgia about this series, and I'm very excited to continue on the sort of cliffhanger. I'm excited to see Snow again and Bigby. I love Bigby Wolf a lot. So I'm excited. So that's my number 3 most anticipated game for 2023.
My number 3 is Pikmin 4. I adore Pikmin 3, and I've been waiting for a sequel for a long time. I was honestly surprised when it finally got announced, and even more surprised that it has a 2023 release window because, oh boy, I just assumed this game would never come out because Miyamoto's been talking about how it was, quote-unquote, already done, basically, for like 7 years now. And it's like, if it's almost done, why isn't it out? But now it's finally almost here. Obviously, we've only seen a snippet at this point, but I assume a February Direct is right around the corner, and that would hopefully mean that we get to see the game more extensively.
And there's little guys in it.
And there's little guys. Kelly's favorite.
My number 2 most anticipated game of 2023 is the Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty expansion. I was already excited for this when it was announced, because I think a lot of people who play Cyberpunk and liked the game weren't really expecting a whole lot of support in terms of expansions and DLCs. And now, after the game has been improved vastly from a technical standpoint, it's nice to know that they're still paying attention or still giving attention to the narratives of the game. And I became even more excited when we found out at the Game Awards that Idris Elba is going to be in the game, because I like him. That's my number 2 most anticipated expansion of 2023.
I feel like it looks big enough that you're allowed to just call it a game, even if they're legally required to call it an expansion.
Yeah.
It's like a pseudo-sequel.
Yeah.
My second most anticipated game of 2023 is Final Fantasy XVI. I am a die-hard fan of this series. I've been thrilled ever since we saw the reveal of this game, and knowing how much love and creativity is being put into this product. I cannot wait to see what the team has created. It's just one of those games that feels kind of surreal that it's actually around the corner now, and it's just a few months away now. I can wait. It is super anticipated for me, but I can wait, and I guess I have to. I have no other choice, but gosh, I cannot wait for June.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun month. A fun summer.
Whoop,
Right?
whoop. Yeah.
Whoop, whoop.
All of our top, well, I guess Cyberpunk, never mind. My top 2 and your top 1 are all summer.
Whoa! So that brings me to my top most anticipated game of 2023. In a perfect world, I think we all know what game this would be, but this is not a perfect world. It is a very broken and damaged and sad world. But there is no sadness here, because Baldur's Gate 3 comes out in August of 2023, and that is my most anticipated game. I am so excited about this game. I've talked about it a lot, but as I've said, I've played so much in the early access, and I uncover something new every time. And I really enjoy the characters. I enjoy the combat. I enjoy the role-playing elements. And I can only imagine it's going to be amazing once it leaves early access and actually releases in August, which was not expected. Andrew,
Yes.
tell me what your most anticipated game of 2023 is.
My most anticipated game of 2023 might sound familiar if you listen to if you've been listening for a long time. This is not the first time it's been on my most anticipated games of the year list, which is sad because it got delayed, but here we are. It's finally here, almost, and that is Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. I cannot wait for this game. It got pushed up. Last year it was in my second spot. This year it's in my first because I am just chomping at the bit to just devour this game whole.
Woo!
Breath of the Wild kind of showed me in a lot of ways what game design could be and taught me why I love video games in a lot of ways. 2017 was a very formative year for like my game playing and my game consumption because it changed from kind of like a casual enjoyment to a critical enjoyment. And I have to give that game credit forever for doing that. So the fact that it's getting a sequel now is just beyond exciting, and I cannot wait for May. It cannot come soon enough, and I'm thrilled that we get to talk about it on this show.
Whoa!
Kelly.
Yes?
It's 2023.
Sure is.
The audience stuck with us, and they're here for a whole nother year.
They sure are.
I am not going to repeat my emotional speech from the end of last episode because, as I said, we were recording these back to back. I can't do that much emotion twice in a session. That would be incredibly difficult. So all I'll say is thank you.
Thank you.
I wasn't trying to like pass the buck like now you have to say thank you.
No, it's okay. I echo your sentiment. Thank you for listening. Andrew, thank you for being a co-host. The most wonderful co-host.
Oh.
Let's make 2023 the best year for talking games with Kellie and Andrew yet.
I think it will be easier to make it so because, oh my goodness, the list of games coming out in 2023 is it's profound.
It is. It's going to be a crazy year, and it might get crazier. We don't know.
We don't know. I'm going to play a game right now.
Okay.
I'm going to list very quickly every game that's coming out in 2023 on our list.
Okay.
Just to emphasize how crazy 2023 is. Ready?
I'm ready.
It's going to start with chronological order. I'm not going to say the dates, but it's chronological, and then it's going to switch to alphabetical because that's the way the list is. Ready?
Yes.
One Piece Odyssey, Persona 4 Golden, Persona 3 Portable, Fire Emblem Engage, Monster Hunter Rise multi-platform release, Forspoken, Dead Space Remake, Hogwarts Legacy, Blanc, Atomic Heart, Like a Dragon Ishin, PSVR 2, and the release of Horizon Call of the Mountain, Octopath Traveler 2, Wolong Fallen Dynasty, Skull and Bones, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, Bayonetta Origins, Have a Nice Death, Resident Evil 4 Remake, Crime Boss Rocky City, Mario Movie, that one's cheating, but oh well, Horizon, Burning Shores, Dead Island 2, Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom, Suicide Squad, Street Fighter 6, Diablo 4, Final Fantasy 16, Baldur's Gate 3, Spider-Man 2, switching over to alphabetical, Alan Wake 2, Ark 2, Armored Core 6, Assassin's Creed Mirage, Avatar Frontiers of Pandora, Cocoon, Crash Team Rumble, Cyberpunk, Phantom Liberty, Dead Cells, Return to Castlevania, Iodine Chronicle, 100 Heroes, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Gollum, Hyper Light Breaker, Layers of Fears, Lollipop Chainsaw, Lies of P, Like a Dragon Gaiden, The Man Who Erased His Name, Mina the Hollower, Oxenfree 2, Pikmin 4, Pragmata, Redfall, Replaced, Stalker 2, Starfield, Stellar Blade, Wolf Among Us 2. If we played a quarter of those, that'd be a busy year.
Yeah, definitely.
So I think it really needs to be emphasized how excited we are for the coming months. We're excited to release more talking games and excited to be playing those games.
Thanks for listening, y'all. Bye.